So our zero-day user shares the leak, in this case saving a video from Telegram and uploading it to X, and this video surfaced 4 days ago on October 31st, showing Haitian migrants claiming to vote multiple times right here in and around Atlanta, Georgia. Now the FBI, CISA, ODNI, to name a few, all flagged it as disinformation using an influence actor. I used creepy facial recognition to find multiple matches of a South African actor. I'm not going to dox him, but I'm pretty sure that this guy was at a film festival in Cape Town a month ago. So AlphaFox78, a popular meme and crypto account operated by an unknown person, also re-uploaded the video to X. And that video got reposted by a lot of suspicious troll and bot accounts on October 31st. And then it was reposted repeatedly by Amy Kramer, the Republican National Convention committee woman for Georgia. And after the very Republican Georgia governor and Secretary of State both told her that it was disinformation, she wrote a novel about her rights and blamed everybody else. And still, 4 days later, has not removed the fake video. Her title legitimizes the video. But hey, let's pause for a moment and acknowledge these X users' freedom of speech, even though it's not a First Amendment issue because X is not the government, but you know what I'm saying. If I were to, I don't know, upload a short clip from last night's UFC event on ESPN, how long would it take X to intervene and remove it? Well, I did, and the answer is 9 minutes. So the mechanism to automatically moderate content is certainly still there, it's just apparently disabled or very slow when it comes to foreign misinformation. You know what we should do? Let's revisit the X/Twitter timeline in the last 2 years, because many of my viewers will remember almost all of this stuff, but it hits pretty hard when you see it all in one place. In October of 2022, Twitter had a fair valuation of about $30 billion, and after a whole year of unsuccessful scheming and negotiating, Elon bought Twitter for $44 billion. Despite being the wealthiest man in history at the time, Elon borrowed about a third of this from lenders like Morgan Stanley, Fidelity, Barclays, and so on. And of course, Elon has not paid back the debt to these banks, and the loan is now widely regarded as the worst buyout deal for banks since the 2008 financial crisis. A month later, banned and suspended accounts were reinstated in mass, including but not limited to accounts that were banned for inciting violence, bots, and confirmed misinformation trolling accounts. Also in that month, Twitter verification was completely overhauled and monetized. You used to require multiple high-level news sources citing you as a notable person to get verification. Now, anybody with a prepaid foreign credit card could easily become a verified member that gets prioritized in the algorithm. Virtually everyone's inbox looked like this as bots overwhelmingly took over the majority of direct message contact on the site. The FTC even got involved, but not as much as the EU, and we'll get to that very soon. January of 2023, the entire misinformation and authenticity team is fired. A month later, API access is closed and put behind an extraordinarily expensive payment gateway. API access allows you to read, connect, and even post without loading the entire user interface and images. APIs are very common, and they are used universally with every social media site, and Twitter was the first to restrict access to it, which is unheard of, by the way. If you're a social media company, you want people accessing your site from things like indexed search engines. That's how you get new users and ad revenue. Even Reddit, who was just recently massively boycotted for restricting API access, allows free API access for academic and educational use. It's also potentially legally problematic to invite users to create and post content to the public and then later decide to lock it up behind a paywall from the public. So using Twitter's API would now cost a user $100 a month for extremely limited use, and a minimum of $41,000 per month for custom use, and who is allowed that is decided privately and internally. What the f***? September of 2023, the entire election integrity team is laid off, and users start noticing that mark as misinformation functionality is no longer available from the website and app. Any and all attempts to limit misinformation have been intentionally removed. A month later, Twitter under Elon, now called X, is being valued at 71.5% less than what it was purchased for just 1 year after the acquisition. It would be fair for you to say, yeah, but who gave it that valuation? Fidelity did, one of the banks who loaned Elon the money and benefited from a higher valuation. November of 2023, allegedly old Twitter usernames that haven't been used in a bit are being privately sold by the company. And Grok is released, the anti-woke AI that has been notably used as a tool to create politically charged AI images. For example, I gave Grok a try. This wasn't deemed a problem. This certainly was. A week before the 2024 election, I tried these queries. Show me a picture of the President of the United States. Okay. Show me a picture of the President of the United States in 2024. Okay, how about show me a picture of the President of the United States who was in office from 2021 to 2024. Show me a picture of the US President who won the inauguration in the 2020 election and proceeded to serve as sitting president until 2024. Who won the 2020 US election? Great job, not sus at all. December of 2023. Knock knock, who's there? The EU, and we're opening a misinformation probe. June of 2024. You can no longer see who is liking or interacting with posts. For example, if you saw a post of Kamala Harris eating a live kitten that had 50,000 likes, you could look through those likes and see if they looked like this. Now you cannot. July of 2024. Knock knock, who's there? The EU, formally charging X with deceiving users with claims of verified or authenticated accounts that were not verified or authenticated. October of 2024. The block feature is now mostly removed. Also now, in a hilarious feast of irony, a lot of human users got so sick of bots that they started using extensions that block all verified profiles. And a month before the election, the site intentionally broke all of them and restored the bot's freedom to post shit on your timeline. And while I was swimming deep up X's butthole analyzing fake accounts, just 2 weeks before the election, the API access fees unexplainably doubled. And then, just a few weeks ago, a report confirmed by US, former Russian, and European officials shows that starting in 2022, Elon Musk and Vladimir Putin have been secretly in regular contact. Now, this is just my opinion, but this seems a little bit more problematic when you consider that he's also spent $118 million trying to get Trump elected, literally paying people upfront money to sign politically charged oaths in swing states. But there's something way more fucked up about this. Elon Musk controls SpaceX, which has billions upon billions of dollars in confidential US military contracts and a direct, constant working relationship with the NSA and Pentagon. I would imagine that somebody visiting NORAD would have to disclose an ongoing relationship with the leader of a foreign adversary and nuclear power, right?